10 points in the league phase. Last season, guys, it took 16 points to finish in those automatic qualification spaces. They've got Paphos at home to come and then Napoli away, Joe. It really feels like they're going to need to win both of those games now.
Well, you expect them to beat Paphos at home. That's, with all due respect to them. And then it sets up an amazing tie going away to Antonio Conte's Napoli.
Billy Gilmore as well.
Billy Gilmore, McTominay. There's stories around it. There'll be a bit of jeopardy on it. But they've always got the fail-safe of going into the playoff round. Remember, PSG was in the playoff round last year and they won the whole competition. So you don't have to finish in the top 8, although it does help. They'd rather
avoid those extra games, though, wouldn't they?
Of course, especially, considering the summer they had going into the World Club Cup. Which, might have a little bearing on coming into this busy Christmas period. Are you starting to fatigue? We'll see how Chelsea fare with it and Man City. I think Paris, who went in the Club World Cup, playing in the French League isn't as demanding. So coming into a Premier League campaign where you've got to go to Leeds, you've got to go to Bournemouth, it's very different to playing in Ligue 1 or La Liga or something. So the Premier League is unforgiving. So I'd be interested to see how Chelsea go from now right the way through the Christmas period.
Do you think this dip was inevitable then, based on what Joe's saying there, because they had such a short pre-season? Or do you think with the options they have in that squad and the money that's been spent, they should be able to manage it?
Well, that's what everyone was saying, wasn't they? Yeah, they've got a squad of quality and depth that they should be able to field an 11 or subs that get the job done. Yes, I think it's going to be catch-up. I think that was always going to be the worry with Chelsea, especially over this Christmas period and then into next year. I think it's all ifs and buts. You were talking about Paphos and then Napoli. We don't know what the squad will be then in terms of ins or outs or who's fit, who's injured. But they certainly made the journey harder for them, and more games would have been on the worst list for Maresca.
That Napoli game is going to be absolutely fascinating. They didn't have the Club World Cup last season, and yet had a similar dip around Christmas time, didn't they, Joe? Why do you think history's repeating itself for them? It seemed to be as soon as everyone started saying they might be title contenders that they then dropped off.
Well, then that would suggest that there might be some part of it being a mentality. I look at the Barcelona performance and the Arsenal performance. Rightly so, the team got praised to the hilt. They were superb against two of the big contenders for the Champions League, and they played them off the park. Chelsea, 10 men, superb. And then I go back to then the next phase of this week, where you go to Ellen Road in a night game, and the first 20 minutes, I watched the first. Of course, the coaching staff would have been able to relay what was going to happen. They would have done their homework and their due diligence. But it's something about having an experienced person next to you in the fire. When the fire's hot in Ellen Road, there's tackles crashing in, and it's a Premier League game. And then dealing with it within it, they have to learn to deal with them moments. Because I think if they come through the first 20 minutes at Ellen Road unscathed, without no dents on their confidence, they're not 1-0 down, they're not 2-0 down, they're in the game. Maybe they go and get a result there, and then the Bournemouth, and then you keep going. But you can't be brittle as a team. You can't be chests puffed out when you're winning games, Sid, and everything's okay, and then you lose a couple of games, and then you shoulder slump. You need to be a bit more consistent, and that's the next stage for this group.
Are they getting up more for the games against the top sides, do you think, like Arsenal, like Barcelona?
Yeah. So that I think it happens instinctively, because just the whole atmosphere around the game and the build-up to games. But there's a know-how to win away at Leeds, away at Bournemouth, away at Atalanta. It doesn't just. It's not the same performance as an Arsenal at home or a Barcelona at home. There's a remedy around it. You don't just go there, you rock up and just go, right, we're just gonna, not take our foot off the gas, but we play the way that we've played, typically good, precise football. But there's sometimes where you just got to grind it out, and they don't seem to be having that at the minute.
Do you know what it is? It's like there's no sexiness about going to beat Leeds away from home. There's you go and beat Barcelona at home. You ain't got enough tickets to give to your mates. You win the game. Everyone's great. See what you've done there to Yamal, and you've done that. It's all great. Everyone's patting you on the back, but you go and win a game at Leeds, you're expected to win. Of course, Chelsea expected to go to Leeds. Well, they've just got promoted. You spent $1.5 billion on players. You're expected to win. So that requires a different mindset. as a team, as a group, as players, where you have to find the way to do it. And sometimes it's dead harder games. I found, especially as a young player, I remember as a young player, I would have played my best games playing against Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, and then I come up against a team and you've got this, your mind's not on it, and my performance has dropped. And it was the senior players around me who would literally get me by the scruff of the neck and say, well, what are you doing? You can't play like that one week. And then you learn gradually as the years go by what you need to get your mind ready for cold nights at Ellen Road. For the unsexy games, And I think you need to figure out, that group needs to figure out their way around that.
And also, sometimes you get more satisfaction from them as well when you come away, especially the away journeys. You come back and you go, do you know what? Left it all out on that pitch. We grinded it out. We worked hard. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get some reaction from the Blues camp now because João Pedro has been speaking to Olivia.
João, a disappointing defeat. What did you make of the performance out there today?
Yeah, we are disappointed because we came here to win the game, but I think we start well. We score first, but I think in the Champions League, if you gave chance to the team, if they score, gonna be a difficult game because they are a strong team. But yeah, I think now we need to come back to England to learn and to be ready for the next game.
How did they create so many chances? Was it just a case of the intensity levels rose when they equalised and Chelsea's maybe dropped a little bit?
Yeah, I think the first half we controlled the game a lot. I think we started very well. You had a lot of chance to score more. But I think for like 10 minutes in the second half, when they score, they build up the power because they play at home. The fans also help them. I think, in the Champions League, if you concede one goal and the second goal too early, I think it's difficult to come back. But I think we need to learn. And we are disappointed, and we have to be focused on the next game.
And the next game is against Everton, but we can get the reaction from the Chelsea boss now because Enzo Maresca is now with Olivia.
Enzo, a disappointing defeat. What did you make of the performance as a whole tonight?
Yeah, I think first half we were winning. We were good, controlling the game. Probably the 2 goals we conceded in short time. 2 easy goals that we can both avoid that. But in this moment, it's like this. We need just to try to, as soon as possible, to try to win games again.
Like you say, you did have control for quite a lot of the game. So, goals change games. Did you just feel like you lost that control because of the manner in which you then conceded that equaliser? Yeah,
probably after the goal we conceded, the first one, we lost a little bit the control of the game. But I think the second half also probably, we are playing every 2 days. Probably we are for moment we look a little bit also that we struggle a little bit, but again now it's for me it's just a matter to try to win as soon as possible next one.
You say struggle. Do you struggle with the intensity and the way that Atalanta sort of kept pushing when they scored? No,
we also tried to be aggressive. I think we were aggressive like them. We had different chances also to score the 2-0, especially with the race. And when we considered the 1-1, probably there, the dynamic of the game changed a little bit.
When you made that sub at half-time, Chalobah off for Fofana, was that always planned or was that a decision you made?
Was a little bit planned because Trev is playing every game, so to give a little bit both. Also because Trev was with the yellow card, so for both reasons.
So a bit based that decision on Trevor Chalobah on the fact that he was on a yellow, but also planned because of how much he's played. What did you feel about that decision to bring him off, Joe? Was that a massive factor tonight?
It looked like it. It looked like from the performance, from how Trev's been playing. It's easy in hindsight. We can all sit here and go, it didn't work. Shouldn't have done it. Chelsea go and win the game 2-0, and Trev gets 45 minutes and he's fresh for the weekend. So. Ultimately, Enzo and all managers get judged on results. That's the business they're in. Obviously, I just think looking at when certain players are real important cogs of the wheel, and sometimes maybe you have to take a little bit of a gamble on keeping them in there because of the balance of the squad. I'm not saying Tosin or Badashili not good players, but I'm just saying that I don't think they're as effective for the group, for the team. We'll just look better and stronger and more compact when Trev's in there next to Fofana. And Achapong, I thought, done well tonight. I thought he equipped himself. But it doesn't look like a good decision now, but it's easy to say from this chair.
Automatic spots as it stands. They're down to 11th in the table. Just a disappointing night, Joe, in what's been a disappointing run of form. Yeah,
we're just not there. You know, they're just not there yet. They're promising. There's great performances, and then there's performances they fall off. And I think even during the duration of the 90 minutes, there's spells you look and they look like a proper outfit.
Them areas.
Then they're conceding silly goals, and at this level you get punished. And Ketelaere tonight was superb. He was unplayable at times. But from Chelsea's perspective, it makes the weekend very, very important. 4 games without a win now. Everton coming to the bridge. It's a must-win game.
It is a huge game now, isn't it? So is it their own errors, Steve, that's stopping their progress?
Yeah, yes, and game management. I think we touched on it, didn't we, before the game. If they want to progress, they need to sort of improve them areas at places like Leeds away, Bournemouth away. And again, tonight, this game, we would have been in so many games where you can sniff it, you smell it coming. Do you know what I mean? In the second half, there was periods where Atalanta was on top. They were getting too many crosses in, recycling the ball. There are times you used to just batten down the hatches. It doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pretty, but sometimes you've got to go 5, 10, 15 minutes, ride the storm out, get a foothold in the game, get control of the game, and then you start, wait for the games to open up again, and then you go again. It didn't seem to have that control in the second half.
It had started well, though, hadn't it? João Pedro put them in front, Joe. The VAR check for offside because it was very tight, but the ball into the box from Reece James was lovely.
Yeah, this is Atalanta from the start, Linz. That they was at it from the start, moving Chelsea. The first 10 minutes it was all Atalanta, and they weathered that storm, like Sid said. Lookman was high and wide, getting in behind. Cucurella was driving out, and it was, listen, this is what this is all about. Sometimes it can be that. You get through the first 10 minutes and then Chelsea all of a sudden grew into the game. And then it was a well-worked, I'd be interested to speak to Enzo to see whether this was something they worked on. Overloads down the sides, too much time for Reece James, and if you give a good player space like that, he will pick the right pass. And he fizzes it across. João Pedro gets in. There was a little bit of an anxious wait, right across the line, but there, bang. Put it in with a bit of violence as well. So João Pedro just gets his toe on it. It's a great finish.
A bit like what Joe said, I'm pretty sure that they've worked that. They would have seen Atalanta like you do. You look at their set pieces before games of how they defend. They would have probably gone, if we'd have gone short, they go a high line, they get out the box. They give us time and space. If we can just circuit the ball quickly and get a cross in quickly like they've done there, we should have a player in the middle of the pitch that can put the ball away. And when you give someone like João Pedro time and space, he will put it in the back of the net.
You can see the celebration from Maresca as well, because 3 points would have been huge tonight in terms of automatic qualification. But it was Atalanta who came out better in the second half, Joe, and an ex-Hammer equaliser, but you said he was given some silver service.
Yeah, silver service from Ketelaere. Again, he just picks up the ball, drives in. That is such a difficult skill. What a cross that is. Because he goes to the box. We'll talk about defensively. It's too easy from Cucurella. It's unusual for him. He's usually on that. But to stand the ball up like that, that's silver service. That's the Ritz. He serves that up on a platter.
How many times have you done that, Joe?
There's been a few centre forwards that, they put a few in there, Liz.
That benefited from your silver service.
But that was sublime. That cross. That is such a difficult skill to do.
Yeah.
And then he got on the score sheet himself, didn't he, Charles de Ketelaere?
Yeah.
Making it 2-1.
He was superb throughout the game, and again he had the guile that did with that spark. And we look at this goal here, and you're thinking, right, Garnacho, can you get back into position? No, you can't. Okay, so then it's down to the defence. Then you look at sort of Cucurella, Badiashile. They drop off. We see it more here, sort of Badiashile here with Cucurella. So Cucurella saying that you need to come over. There's an overload on my side. Cucurella can't engage. He can't engage because it's Zappacosta on the right-hand side. So if he goes to engage on the ball, he's saying that to Badiashile, come over. So obviously you need support. He can't engage, but at some point, Badiashile has to get closer to the ball and stop that shot. You can't let someone in your own 18-yard box have a shot when you're 3 yards off from letting there.
To Ketelaere, credit to him there, because what he's done, what all good players, intelligent players do, He's got time. He's ghosted in. He knows that Cucurella come out to him, and he's thinking, because what he wants to do, he wants to get as close to Cucurella as possible, and then slip in Zappacosta. But as Cucurella's right, I'm not coming, because Badashili's not coming across. He's going, all right, then all of a sudden he's 10 yards from goal, and he just hits it, a deflection, and it goes in. But little details like that need to be ironed out. If you're going to become a top side, that's the difference.
Yeah, a real bright spark in the second half, wasn't he? 13 goal involvements in his last 12 Champions League appearances now for Charles de Ketelaere, and we can hear from him now with Olivia Bazaglo.
Charles, congratulations. Another historic night for this club in Europe. Talk me through it.
Yeah, very beautiful victory. Yeah, it was a bit... also first half I think we did good, but we got the goal against. But we did very good second half by keep pushing, also mentally. And yeah, we did 2 great goals and nice victory.
2 great goals that you were involved in. The cross was beautiful. Did you always know Gianluca was going to be in that position in the box?
Yeah, I know he's a real striker, so I always try to find him. So yeah, I felt it, and I gave a great cross. It was an amazing goal.
And what about your goal then? Did you expect to have that much space as you were running into the box there?
No, mostly if the fullback comes, I try to give to our wingback, but I felt they kept dropping back, and yeah, then I shot. I'm a bit lucky with the deflection, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It's inside, an amazing victory.
Yeah, you'll absolutely take it. And even when you did go a goal down, this team didn't stop pushing. You didn't stop pushing and pushing. And in the second half, there was only one team that looked like they were going to go and score the winner, and it was you guys. Yeah,
I think mentally we were very strong against a really strong opponent, but I think we knew that maybe intensity-wise they dropped a little bit in the second half. We saw that they got a lot of goals against in the second half, so we kept strong also because we felt that we were good in the game, and yeah, you see it paid off.
And just finally, I know as it stands, obviously there's games to come tomorrow, but you're third in the Champions League table. How about that?
Yeah, I didn't see the ranking yet, but I knew it was a very important game because we both had 10 points, and yeah, we have to try to get in the first 8. This helps a lot, of course.
Congratulations,
Thank
Charles.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a huge result for Atalanta, who, of course, won the Europa League not too long ago under Gianpiero Gasperini, but now they're looking good in those automatic qualification spots. And his performance was pretty impressive in that second half, Steve. But from Chelsea's point of view, you just can't back off a player like him, can you? Because he's going to take full advantage.
Well, listen, in this competition here, you get players that just stand out, and he's certainly been the standout player for Atalanta and in previous games. So you give anyone that amount of time and space with that quality, then they're going to punish you, whether they're going to slip someone in, because it's all about the detail. You know, Joe said it before, whether Cucurella comes and he just slides that pass in and they get a cross in and score, whether he just takes it on and shoots himself, the top players do the right decisions at the right times, and he's someone there that doesn't normally get it wrong.
He stepped up, didn't he? Well, we're going to take a quick break.
Chelsea's Champions League journey hit a bump in Italy as the Blues fell 2-1 to Atalanta at the New Balance Arena. After taking an early lead, Chelsea couldn't hold on, as Atalanta turned the game on its head in a dramatic second half. Let's break down how the match unfolded. Chelsea started the game strongly and were rewarded early. In the 25th minute, João Pedro capitalized on a perfect assist from Reece James to put the Blues ahead. The finish was clinical, and for a while, it looked as though Chelsea might control the game from there. But Atalanta responded in the second half, and it was Gianluca Scamacca who levelled the scores in the 55th minute. The forward made the most of a precise delivery from Charles de Ketelaere to finish confidently past Chelsea's goalkeeper. Suddenly, the home side had all the momentum. Chelsea tried to regain control, but Atalanta's persistence paid off late. In the 83rd minute, de Ketelaere turned provider once more, setting up Martin de Roon to fire home the decisive goal. Chelsea's defence couldn't react in time, and the Italians completed a memorable turnaround. Despite João Pedro's early brilliance and Chelsea's moments of promise, the Blues were left empty-handed. Atalanta showed why they are so dangerous at home, using pace, precision, and composure to turn the game in their favour. A tough night for Chelsea in Italy, and a reminder that Champions League football can turn on moments of quality and concentration. Atalanta capitalized on theirs, leaving the Blues to regroup and refocus ahead of the remaining group stage fixtures. Stay tuned to Sport Lab for full tactical analysis, player ratings, and highlights as Chelsea aim to bounce back in Europe.